Hey, my name is Felicia, and in this video, I want to give a trigger warning. I will be discussing unexpected death, death of a parent, sudden loss. So, if you need to click off of this video and just join us in the next video, that is okay. I send my love to you. Now, if you are still here, welcome and come on in, have a seat, and get comfortable. If you're new here, my name is Felicia. Thank you so much for joining me on today. In this video, I will be discussing my experience with losing my mother suddenly. My mom passed in December of 2020. May she forever rest in peace. She is always in my heart, and I carry her with me everywhere that I go. However, it has not been an easy journey digesting and coming to terms with the reality that I will never see my mother again. My mom called me, oh my goodness, at least like 5 to 6 times per day, or even when she was living with me, it was constant communication, me listening to her talk. So to go from that to never hearing, seeing, feeling her presence again in this realm has been an adjustment for me. If you can relate to that, I want to sincerely say I am so sorry for your loss. I hope that something in this video can help you on your grief journey. The number one thing that I want to discuss is how I cope with my mom's passing. I literally got in my car and began to drive. I drove and drove and drove. I went to different places. I did some camping. I got out in nature and started doing hiking, walking in nature as much as I could, just to allow myself to be alone to process it. So that is the number one thing that I want to address. Truly processing your emotions the way that you feel most comfortable. Now, if you are a person that is naturally okay with being around others in a time of like uncomfortableness, know that it is a-okay to call on your tribe, to call on your people, to lean in and lean on others. However, for me, I felt most comfortable being alone with my thoughts and processing it. So, what could that look like for you if you are someone that likes to be alone? It can mean planning a road trip if you're able to take off time. It could mean going for a walk every morning or evening if you aren't able to stop your day to day routine. Just carving out time to spend in a state of isolation. If you are someone that does better, if you're around people, let your support system know that, hey, I need my tribe right now. It can be very beneficial to have those that you love around you in those moments. Allow yourself to fall apart. That is the second thing. It seems like in today's society, or maybe it has just really honestly always been this way, it feels like you are supposed to always have it together. And listen, when you lose a parent, especially if it's unexpected, you will not have it all together. You may break down, or you may not even experience any emotions for a while. And both of those are a-okay. However, whether you're bawling, crying, or not even like able to cry at all, you're still not having it all together. And nobody should expect you to. Most importantly, you should not expect yourself to have it all together. I cried when I needed to, as much as I needed to. And there were moments where it felt like the tears would never stop. It felt like I had cried my body weight, and it just seemed like the tears kept going. They kept flowing no matter what I did. And I got to a point where I just allowed myself to let it out whenever I needed to. I kept tissue in my purse whenever I was out somewhere. If I felt an emotion come up that made me think of her, I allowed myself to feel those emotions. That is the number three thing that I want to discuss. Allowing yourself to feel. When we lose a parent, whether the relationship was good or not so good, feelings are going to come up. And sometimes you don't even understand what or why this feeling is coming up, right? There were times when I was sad naturally. There were times when I was pissed off. I mean, just angry because I couldn't understand how, why, what just happened. How was she never here again? I would feel anger seeing other people out with their parents. I would feel angry that I'll never be able to talk to her again to discuss things that I still felt I wanted to talk to her about. And that was all right. Allowing yourself to feel those feelings in a safe space. Do you hear me? Allow yourself to feel those feelings in a safe space. Create that safe space if you can in your environment, whether it's a closet, whether it's your bedroom, whether it's a corner in the living room. Creating a space where you can go when those big feelings come is so imperative because grief is huge. Grief can come in and take up the entire room, no matter how much space is in there. So, giving yourself a set space and creating a comfortable environment within that safe space for when grief comes knocking and whatever feeling grief comes within that moment is important. The next thing that has really helped me is honoring the fact that while my mother is no longer here, she is always with me. Sometimes it can feel like with death that it is just a final goodbye, that it is the existence of the relationship is gone completely. But in reality, it's just a shift in the relationship. I write letters to my mother. I will sometimes even sit down and just talk. I will sit and I will meditate and I will just talk. While she may not be here with me physically, I still feel her spirit with me and I honor that. Whether it's a candle that you can light and sit and think about the memories, whether you can close your eyes and visualize the great memories that you had. Whatever you need to do to find comfort in the shift in the relationship that has happened because of the passing, allow yourself to feel that. Your journey when it comes to grief is yours and yours alone. Yours and yours alone. Do you hear me? Your journey with grief is yours and yours alone. The last thing that I want to say and acknowledge is don't put a time limit on your grief. Don't think because it's been a month or even that it's been a year that you should be over it because this is something that will always be with you throughout your life. Allow yourself the space to honor what you are experiencing, not rush it. Know that this is a part of you and take it one day at a time, one step at a time. And if anybody has a problem with that, it's none of their concern. Your main priority when you are focusing on grieving your mother is allowing yourself to feel and being comfortable with that. I am so sorry for your loss and I love you so much. I wish you so much peace. I wish you so much healing and prosperity on your journey. Peace, love, and blessings.